New evidence puts her in the frame. Emmerdale's Tracy Robinson is left reeling next week, after she becomes the prime suspect for Nate's murder. The cops discover damning evidence that leaves the victim's widow under suspicion, while real killer John Sugden watches from the sidelines. Will innocent Tracy be sent down? Grieving Tracy is desperate for answers about Nate's fate, begins our Emmerdale insider. The last thing she expects is to be accused of the crime. She's forced to defend herself, which only makes things worse, and leads to Tracy looking even more guilty. Initially, the person of most interest to the police is Kane Dingle. Seeing as Nate left the village under a cloud after fighting with his dad, Kane has the biggest motive for murder in the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, Tracy herself is convinced Kane did her other half in, and shares her theory with anyone who's prepared to listen. John is next to be hauled in for questioning, not because anyone thinks he's done it, but to recall his memories of the day Nate was meant to move to Scotland. Conflicted about deflecting the blame for his crime, John hopes he's said enough to get Kane off the hook. However, fed up with being branded a killer, Kane decides to give Tracy a taste of her own medicine. Kane turns on her and exclaims that he reckons she did it, our insider continues. The pair clash and Tracy is traumatized. Her nightmare continues the following day when the police call round with a search warrant, and unearth something very incriminating. Tracy is stunned and confused when Nate's phone is found in daughter Frankie's playhouse. It's a vital piece of evidence, though she claims she has no idea how it got there. If it's been in the house since Nate disappeared all those months ago, this doesn't reflect well on Tracy. Viewers know sneaky John had the phone all along after he accidentally ended Nate's life, so the device ending up in Tracy's home seems rather convenient. Is John sneakily trying to frame Nate's grieving widow? Tracy is dragged down to the interview room for a grilling. Under interrogation, officers reveal Terry's also no record of the removal man who supposedly came to take Nate's belongings to Shetland after he was last seen. The cops then reveal they believe Nate was killed on the day he was meant to leave town. Panicking, Tracy insists that she was with Vanessa that entire day, which is not strictly true. Nate's phone being found makes Tracy look guilty, and she panics, our source explains. After talking to the police, she dashes to find Vanessa and begs her to back her up. She's asking her sister to provide a false alibi. This is serious. Vanessa is vexed by the request, and knows Tracy needs her help. But lying to the cops could backfire, and land both siblings in all kinds of trouble. As DS Walsh asks Vanessa to make an official statement confirming Tracy's alibi, can she bring herself to lie for her sister?